hey, I know for a lot of shorter hitters out there, it just feels like this incredible mystery how people on TV or in long drive, they're able to get so much clubhead speed while looking so effortless. I mean, look at guys like Fred Couples, Payne Stewart over the years. Now, the modern day version you could say is maybe Jake Knapp. Just so much speed, but how do they get it looking so slow? Right after this, let's talk about how slow can sometimes equal very fast. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. I continue my journey to hit the ball longer and straighter from tee to green than I ever have before. I hope to show you how to. So you're probably saying, Steve, you're nuts. How can slow equal fast? Well, let me explain how this works. If you take one of the fastest golf swingers in the world, Kyle Berkshire is probably the best in long drive right now, and he's achieving speeds of over 160 miles an hour now. It's absolutely insane when the average speed of a golfer on TV is maybe 115 or 16 now, and that's being raised because of people like Bryson, and everybody really is speed training. But Kyle Berkshire's up here at 160. However, and I want you to try to guess. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to put your guess down in the comments. You'll pause the video, make your best guess. How fast is this end of the stick moving at its fastest during the downswing? If this end of the stick is going 160 right here, how fast is this end going? Not here, but at its fastest anytime during the swing. Put your answer down below. Pause the video for a second. I'll wait. All right, so the answer is the fastest this part of the club will move is right about here. It's about an hour before last parallel and right before the handle gets to the hip. Right about in here, the handle of his club is only moving around 24 miles an hour. It's not very fast, is it? So it really throws out the concept that he's trying to muscle it or pull the club down, but there's something else in action here. So he's getting a massive multiplier, 5-6 times multiplier of the club head flying around 5 to 6 times faster. So the best analogy that will show you how people and you eventually will be able to get massive amount of club head speed is if you were to crack a towel. So here's my towel. The magic of editing. Suddenly have a towel. Now, I'll bet at some point, many of you short hitters, maybe going back to middle school in the locker room and gym, you learned how to kind of do this, and you'd crack your friend with it or crack somebody, right? When they least expected it, maybe your sister. Crack her with the towel. So again, you hold the corners, opposite corners, do a little rolling up and crack that thing just like that. Now, similar to a bullwhip, if you were to wet one end, that would be the worst pain. Weigh it down a little bit. You could actually get the tip of that thing. There's a good crack. You can actually get the tip of this thing moving, I don't know, many hundreds of miles per hour perhaps. Similar to a bullwhip is breaking the sound barrier, which is several hundred miles per hour, when it reaches its crack point. So this is a similar concept, but if you look at that back in slow motion again, you can see something very interesting about this motion that you might have just learned very early on. You've already got this skill set. You've just never applied it to your golf swing before. Let's take a look at this clip from Mythbusters. Hopefully I don't get any kind of copyright strike. We're looking at a super slow-mo towel whipping action. And what I want you to see is how his hand actually moves backwards towards him, or a negative direction, which causes the club, the other tip of the towel to pass the hand at a very rapidly, almost a multiplying rate to reach a very high speed. So the tip of the towel is going very fast, maybe 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, I don't know. Well, the hand is actually going negative miles per hour. That's kind of the way it works with any whipping action. So why aren't you using something like this in your golf swing? So if the fastest golfer, he's going 24 here, but he's actually going to be going much slower. This end of the stick has gone from a max speed of 24, but that speed is diminished greatly by the time he reaches the ball. The club head handle is traveling much less than 24. It's actually decelerated coming into the ball, and that is giving this kick action. Look at that. It's like acting as a pivot point. So if you could actually do it like the towel crack or a bullwhip, and you could actually make the tip, this tip end, the nearer tip end, actually go backwards, you could really get a kick out of this. Now, many of you will have already seen this drill. This is what I think the best drill there is in golf for getting power and speed. It's my wrap around the pole exercise. But I want to show you how you can use this to practice slowing down the handle. Watch what happens if I have to throw this around without touching my elbow to the noodle. The handle of the club is going to reach max speed back here, and then it has to abruptly stop. So that stopping action will cause the club head to really fly around and pick up speed. Will also help you cure your slice, by the way, too. If you're a slicer, this will help that club face square up. Now watch, I'm going to go one further as a feel exercise. And I'm actually going to make the handle back up. So watch this. So I'm going to get my elbow right to the noodle, but look where I'm finishing. Finishing way back here off the noodle. So coming into the noodle and finishing off. I'm making the handle and my hands actually back up the circle like that. Now, you can see that that would actually cause, just like the towel crack, that the nearest end of the towel has actually got a negative velocity or almost a negative acceleration. Same thing here. However, because the body is going to keep rotating, yes, the rotation is slowing down from its peak as well, and that is also what helps the handle slow down. But this is going to keep the handle moving in a forward direction. So that negative action is going to be subtracted from your positive, and you're going to end up with something that peaks here, but then starts to slow down as it comes into impact. And that's really going to give you this maximum kick of the head around the hands. So it is a whipping action, making this slow down that makes the club head move fast. It's less effort than you think. It's more of a supple, quick move than a rigid pulling or a rigid hitting sensation that a lot of people who are seeking distance are actually doing. So let's do one here. I'm now going to take this drill, the feels that I took from this drill, and I'm going to see if I can make the handle of the club behave more like what I just felt. And that's a really, really big drive given the speed I was using. 100 miles an hour to go 284 yards. So for just a easy, smooth swing, I'm getting a ton of speed and efficient distance out of that because I'm feeling that action, or the handle having an overall slowing down effect from here to here. So this is what I mean by slower is faster. Get this end to slow down from here to here, and this end will speed up. I encourage you to do that with my wrap around the pole exercise. I'll use a pole or a tree. First, just practice making the handle come to a stop. See that? The handle is stopping abruptly, picking up speed, and then whoop, putting on the brakes. Causes the club head to kick through. Then embellish it by backing the handle up. Look, I'm actually hitting the noodle, and then look where I'm finishing, back here. That concept, that feel, is what people like a John Daly or a Fred Couples have used, maybe unknowingly, but they realize that it is a bullwhipping action where we're just trying to get the tip of the whip fast, but the rest of the body and the hands and the arms, they don't need to be that fast, as you can see. So give this concept a try. Use it with a radar or something. See if you can't break your club head speed, at least with some dry swings first. Pick up some speed and distance really quick. Hey, for more like this, head over to my website, hititlonger.com. Sign up for my courses, sign up for a video swing analysis that I personally do. There's lots of good information over there for free that you can just use to help you make yourself a better golfer. I'm Steve. Thanks so much for watching. If I don't see you in the next video, I hope to see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.